What's going on, guys, and welcome back for another review here at Big Gold Belt Media. I'm Cam, and today we're going to talk about the newest series on Apple TV Plus, La Maison, that's dropping Friday, September 20th. Wow, this one is insane. Good part is that on Friday, September 20th, you are getting the first two episodes. So after that first episode kicks off, and it does kick off, it gets kind of crazy. You get to follow up with that second episode to ease your satisfaction and your anxiety for the next week coming up. Just as a heads up, I mean, of course, this is a French-based series, so it is completely in French. You will hear a few words in there that are English. I use the closed captions in it, but it does not take away anything from this show, first and foremost. I feel like this show can hold up and stand up to a lot of series and films that we've seen over the past years with the closed captions on there. I think I've watched a couple episodes where I forgot immediately to put the closed captions on, and I was so intrigued by the story and dialogue and the character interaction that I forgot that I don't know French, right? And so that gives you an idea of how good this series actually is. And if you're into these situations that are in this series, then you'll be very, very pleased, honestly. And so a lot of people out there, I'm pretty sure they're looking at it, they're like, it's about high fashion. This might not be something I want to get into. It is a bigger scaled world for sure. Okay. This is not just about high fashion. This is more about high fashion, relationships, scandals, free will of speech, when icons, don't perceive the reputation of what they might be when they meet actual people or their fans for the most part. And it's also about dethroning the king, right? This reminds me very much of the House of Cards, but with a sense of fashion, trying to take down the big dog. And somebody always wants to do checkmate. There's always somebody trying to gear themselves up to be the king or queen now. And this showcase is in here. I mean, this show is absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to give you guys a little synopsis of what I got on it. High fashion meets high stakes. I said that already. In this behind the curtain look at how iconic fashion house is thrown into scandal and reinvention in the viral video of a star, Vincent Ledu. So it gives you a little bit. I don't want to give too much away because that first episode is going to, this kind of almost gives, the synopsis almost gives away the first episode. So we're not going to talk too much about that. But it is very forthcoming when you watch this episode. You're going to really like it. So let's talk about some of the cast that's actually on this show. So of course we have Lambert Wilson, right? From De Gallo. So a lot of people might not know him from that, right? You do know the name Lambert Wilson. I know Lambert Wilson as the overprotective swinging husband from The Matrix Reloaded, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of us out there, we don't want to say that's where we know him from, but that's how I know him. I can't forget a face. Iconic movie scene. When his wife is like, kiss me like you kiss her. Lambert Wilson, right? Phenomenal guy. And then we also have Amira Casar, who also is from Call Me By Your Name as well. We also have Carole Bouquet. We also have Zita Hanrot. We have Pierre de la Champs. We have Antoine Reynolds. We also have Florence Laurette Cali. And then we have Corentin Fila. And I will say one thing about watching this show and it all being in French is that you find yourself immersed in this world so much that you, like I said, I watched one episode and I forgot to put the closed captions on and I thought I knew French. I seriously thought I knew what these people were saying. I put the closed captions on. I was completely wrong, but at the same time, you just feel so immersed and, surrounded by this whole world of not just high fashion, but high stakes and, collateral damage that happens in this show as well. Let's talk about some of the high points of the show for the most part. I mean, the acting is absolutely phenomenal. The script is amazing. It's just a 10 episode series and there is no dumbed down flat episodes that are just fillers at all. There seriously is crazy moments in every single episode. I think there were a few episodes where I felt like I was the meme of Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like, like he sees something on screen, like, hey, I see that, right? And they're introducing new people each episode. And I'm like, who's that? Who's that? Well, what part does she play in this? And it is completely, in all 10 episodes, a complete evolution of the crown trying to get taken over and getting dethroned at the same time. So that was one of my favorite parts in this, as along with the acting as well. But let's talk about some of the lower points in this season. Let's see. I would have loved for it to be dubbed over, right? Just have another audience to reach, but I feel like it's more authentic by being only in French, and then you having to read the closed captions. Sure, they might do that later on or something like that, but I don't really have many gripes about this whole entire season, honestly. I'm pretty sure after seeing this season, and I feel like it's going to do really, really well, not only in the fashion community, but in that suspenseful drama, not crime, but gossipy type world, that it's going to do very, very well. And a lot of people are really going to enjoy it. And it has to get renewed for a season 2. Because where we're going in this season, there's so much more room to grow for this series to really keep going on and continuing. The one thing about Apple TV, or Apple TV+ is that when they start a season, it usually is pretty much extended out. Like they only pick up certain things that they feel like can be huge products at a later on date, and something that they can grow and expand on. So you will see a different rivalry between many different parts and many different counterparts on the show. You will see many different relationships develop as well. There are 2 different companies that are kind of at battle, which is not something that's a spoiler. There's LEDU, and then there's Rovel, right? And there's so many dynamical relationships that are put into context in the first episode that you kind of not really write it down, but you got to kind of remember and put it in the back of your head, because you're going to see sides change and move, like I said, like a chessboard. And I'm using my hands a lot, which is crazy, but a phenomenal series. And I am so excited for a lot of people to see at home. I think this is going to be one of those that is going to be taking some awards away towards the end of the year, because it's going to catch quite a few people off guard. So everybody at home, make sure you go check out La Maison, the new series on Apple TV+, available Friday, September 20th. And the first 2 episodes are available. If you guys like content like this and want to see more reviews and more interviews, go ahead and check us out at biggoldbellmedia.com. Until next time, peace.